What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bubba Cast, the only podcast dedicated to the in-ring career of Mr. Ray Traylor, Big Bubba Rogers, the Big Boss Man, and the Guardian Angel. And I am your co-host, as always, Zerpie, and joining me, as always, is the one and only Lacy Traylor.
Sup, Bubba?
What's up?
How you doing? That was a great intro.
I know, I nailed it this time.
You did. Totally
I
nailed
didn't mess it up. But don't draw any attention to it. Kidding. So it is spooky season. So you know that means we need to cover the one and only Halloween Havoc that your dad was on. I was expecting him to be on like at least 95.
He was only on one?
Or even 96, but I guess there was a lot of things happening in 96 with the NWO and everything. So he's really only on this. And we just, on episode 11, we covered an episode of WCW Saturday Night leading up to this pay-per-view. So we already covered the Guardian Angel versus Vader. This is where it all culminates in their match at Halloween Havoc 1994. It is live from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. This took place on October 23rd, 1994. So yeah, let's just jump right into the show, because as we always say, we try to avoid pay-per-views because they're long. That means long episodes. So let's go ahead and just dive right into this. Now, one thing we didn't see was a dark match that took place before the show. It was originally slated to be Harlem Heat versus the Armstrong brothers, Brad and Brian Armstrong, but Brad had a family emergency at the last minute, so they ended up changing it to just a singles match, Booker T versus Brian Armstrong. And apparently it was like Brian Armstrong's like last match in WCW before he went to WWF, and we would later know him better as Road Dogg.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, Road Dogg was here, but we didn't see it. It was a dark match, so it doesn't count.
I didn't realize he was an Armstrong.
Yeah. Many Armstrongs. There was who was it? Bullet Bob Armstrong, I think, was the dad. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that sounds right.
All right. Rest in peace. Rest in power.
Yeah. So on commentary for the show, we have Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Mean Gene Okerlund doing interviews. Heenan is in a neck brace. I don't know why. It's probably your grandmother beat him up or something.
He'd be staying in that neck brace.
Right? Yeah, he did that for a while, I feel like. He did have, like, actual neck injury that he had surgery for years later. But I don't know if that's what this is here. But yeah, we start things off with T. Graham Brown, who's singing the national anthem.
This was so...
He has great vibrato. I don't know who this guy is, but good vibrato.
The Rockets.
Lacey's loving it. She's into it. But the first match of the night... As I said on episode 11, oh great, it's an Elvis impersonator versus a Little Richard impersonator. It's the Honky Tonk Man versus Johnny B. Bad.
Honky Tonk, baby.
For the WCW.
It's a Honky Tonk, baby. And then on commentary, I don't know if it was Schiavone, was like, and he's from Honky Land or something.
He's from Honky Land. So yeah, this is for the television title. Honky Tonk Man comes out first, and Schiavone says, it's ironic that T. Graham Brown, who did a tremendous job singing our national anthem, who can sing and play guitar, to be followed by someone who can't sing or play guitar like the Honky Tonk Man.
The most mediocre Star Spangled Banner of all time.
He goes, yeah, you go tell Honky Tonk Man he can't sing. I bet you Barry Gordy is here right now ready to sign to a big contract, because they are in Motown, Detroit here. But Johnny B. Bad comes out, and he's got the vampire fangs in and 2 Roman candles that's shooting sparks as he enters. And he's got the Bad Blaster that he shoots into the crowd. He actually has 2 tonight, just confetti cannons.
Everywhere.
And he's over with the crowd.
He really is.
They love the Bad Blaster. The match starts off with Honky Tonk putting his dukes up, trying to box, but quickly learns that was a mistake when he's forced into the corner by Johnny B. Bad. Mark Marrow, who was Johnny B. Bad, was actually a Golden Gloves boxer before he was a wrestler. So, yeah, don't try and box Mark Marrow here. Johnny B. Bad really pisses off Honky Tonk by messing up his pompadour. Don't touch the hair. In the middle of the match, we pause so that Schiavone can plug the WCW hotline. Mike Tenay is backstage with Sting right now talking on the hotline.
Oh, my goodness.
Heenan goes, who's that with Sting? And Tony goes, it's Tenay. And Heenan goes, are you sure it's not Wink Martindale? That dated reference from Bobby Heenan. I had to look up who is Wink Martindale, and he just died this year.
Oh,
at 91, I think it was. He was like a TV presenter and game show host. Anyway, Muhammad Ali's here he's ringside.
there.
He's ringside for the entire show. He didn't do one of those WWE things where they just bring him out and sit ringside just for one match and then they leave.
Take him back.
He was there the entire freaking show because, as we mentioned in episode 11, many proceeds from tonight's pay-per-view go to the Muhammad Ali Future Foundation. So that's cool. They're raising money for kids, and we'll hear more about that later in the show. But Johnny B. Bad goes for a sunset flip pin, but only gets a 2 count. Honky Tonk Man makes sure to cool down the match several times with rear chin locks and headlocks just to make sure it doesn't get too exciting. So anytime they really start picking up speed, it's just, let's go for a rest hold for 5 minutes. It's really boring. The announcer tells us there's 5 minutes remaining in this 10-minute match. There's a 10-minute time limit for TV title matches in WCW. Finally, Johnny B. Bad gets fired up and he hits Honky Tonk with 2 back-to-back body slams followed by an elbow drop attempt. But Honky Tonk rolls out of the way, then tries to pin Johnny B. Bad like an idiot. Like, you didn't do a move, you just rolled out of the way. Like, you're going for a pin off of that, a non-move. He only gets a 1 count though. Johnny B. Bad is back into a rear chin lock. Oh my God, slow it down. Honky Tonk Man goes for a pin attempt and gets a foot on the middle rope for leverage, and the referee, Nick Patrick, sees it and yells at Honky Tonk Man. Announcer says 3 minutes remaining, and Honky slaps on another rear chin lock. Oh my God, seriously, dude.
Can't get enough.
Do anything else. Announcer says we have 1 minute remaining. Johnny B. Bad calls for the kiss that don't miss punch. But Honky Tonk ducks it. Honky
Tonk ducks it.
He ducks it and hits a back suplex. Seconds left in the match, and instead of a pin attempt, Honky Tonk starts choking Johnny B. Bad. Are you stupid? Both men are rolling on the mat, exchanging punches, and the announcer counts down the last 10 seconds, and the bell rings. It's a time limit draw. Your winner, and still WCW World Television Champion, Johnny B. Bad. Wow, what a way to start off your pay-per-view with a non-finish.
Right.
Just a time limit draw.
And that won't be the last of them.
Nope. There are plenty of non-finishes on this pay-per-view. It could be worse, though. We could have watched Halloween Havoc 2000, which I hear is very bad. Honky Tonk Man raises his own arm as if he won because he's an idiot. Johnny Bad poses on the middle rope with the belt, and Honky Tonk Man attacks him and hits an atomic drop. Johnny no-sells it and hits Honky with some jabs until Honky rolls out of the ring. Next, we see a video package getting everybody up to speed on the rivalry between Hogan and Flair, because in the main event tonight, it's going to be Hogan versus Flair in a steel cage in a career versus career match. That's right. By the end of tonight, one of these two men will retire from professional wrestling forever.
Forever? Forever, ever?
And I'm sure they're going to hold up that stipulation.
Yeah, totally.
Forever.
Forever.
In 1994.
Forever, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, at Clash of Champions in August, Hogan was set to face Flair, but during his entrance, Hogan was attacked by a masked man who took out his knee like he was Nancy Kerrigan. I think that's what they were going for. They literally mention on commentary that they are like blocks away from where that actually happened with Nancy Kerrigan getting clubbed in the legs. Hogan was stretchered out with a brace on his knee. Later that night, Hogan apparently walked 2 blocks back from the hospital to the arena for the match against Flair.
God dang, the way they talk about Hogan and all of the obstacles that he has to go through to be the hero of every story. He walked 2 blocks in the snow. That's like your grandparents telling you in school, like, I had to walk 5 miles in the snow.
Uphill, both ways.
Yeah.
Somehow. But yeah, he's the ultimate babyface, which is weird that he does nothing but heel moves in the match. So yeah, he comes back. He walks all the way back from the hospital to fight Flair. After the match, the masked man attacked Hogan's knee again. Then on WCW Main Event Live, Hogan beat up the Masked Man. After hitting him with the atomic leg drop, Hogan teased that he was going to rip the mask off of him. But just then, the real Masked Man came in and attacked Hogan again.
Classic.
So that wasn't even the right Masked Man. You idiot.
Switcheroo.
It's so funny because they basically already did this a few years before this with Sting and Flair. And it was the Black Scorpion, a masked man who just... It was different people, but then at the end, they're like, it's Flair. And it was so stupid. And he came out and he would do magic tricks during the show. So anyway, it's time for match number 2, World Tag Team Championship match. It's Pretty Wonderful versus Stars and Stripes. The match starts off with Paul Orndorff versus the Patriot. Heenan says, I finally figured out who the Patriot is. Where's he from? Shivani says, he's from Washington, D.C. Heenan says, it's Al Gore. It's got to be Al Gore. He's about the same size. Goodness. Paul Roma, no hands, climbs up to the top turnbuckle and hits Bagwell with a flying punch to the face.
Yeah, about halfway through this, I was like, wait, that's Buff.
That's Buff Bagwell.
The most patriotic team of all time.
The Patriot and
the
Marcus
Stars and
Bagwell.
Stripes or whatever.
Yeah. Bagwell is very quick and full of energy, I put here.
He is very young.
Yeah.
A very young Buff Bagwell.
So this is actually a year before this at Halloween Havoc. He was in a tag title match where his partner was Too Cold Scorpio. They had a tag team for a little while, and he lost that match. And so he gets to lose tag title matches 2 years in a row with this one. Roma and Orndorff keep using referee distraction to double team Bagwell. The Patriot goes for a cover at one point, following a big corner clothesline to Paul Roma, but only gets a 2 count. Roma at one point yells, "Wind it up, Paul!"
Wind it up!
And Paul Orndorff does a little stanky leg dance, wind up dance, and drops an elbow on Bagwell. I don't know what the fuck that move was, if he had a name for it. I tried looking it up on like his wrestling wiki.
He's got to have a name for it.
There's got to, because I've said it before on this podcast that I've not watched a lot of Paul Orndorff matches, so it's all very new to me. And
he looks so I don't serious about it.
Yes, but like the little stanky leg thing. Yeah. I was like, what is that? So yeah, the match becomes Pretty Wonderful getting quick tags to each other while preventing Bagwell from tagging out to the Patriot. Marcus Bagwell jumps onto Orndorff's back at one point, slaps on a sleeper hold, and Paul Roma gets in the ring to break it up, and the Patriot has had enough, and he pushes past the ref, Randy Anderson, and all 4 men are all brawling in the ring now. Bagwell hits a fisherman suplex with a bridge on Orndorff, but Randy Anderson is so focused on getting the Patriot out of the ring that he does not see Paul Roma climb up to the top rope and hit Bagwell with an elbow drop to break up the pin. Orndorff then covers Bagwell, and finally Randy Anderson notices and counts the pin. 1, 2, 3, your winners and new WCW World Tag Team Champions, Pretty Wonderful, Paul Orndorff and Paul Roma.
It was a good match.
Yeah. As I said, Bagwell in this is he's young and he's fun to watch. He's full he's full of energy and has lots of speed. He's going all over the place. He's bouncing all around like a pinball, and it's fun to watch. All right, next we go backstage to Mean Gene, who is with Ric Flair and Sensuous Sherry. Flair says, "We're already planning the greatest celebration in the history of the sport, and why not? The #1 wrestler of all time is no longer going to be with us. Hulk Hogan, tonight, it comes to an end, courtesy, woo, of the limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, jet flying son of a gun." He mixed those up. You got to go limousine riding to jet flying, but whatever. It's Ric Flair. He can say whatever he wants. Don't you get it? Don't look at the videos. Don't look at the tapes. Look at what's happening today. My butt and your butt is on the line. 2 of us walk that aisle. 2 of us get in that ring. 2 of us battle. 1 of us walks out unquestionably, undeniably the greatest of all time. The other one, get out of here, brother. It's into the sunset. It's gone. It's history. It's no more. Now, does the Queen, do we look ready for the history books? No. Queen, do we have a game plan?
We've got a game plan.
Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Is the price right?
The price is right.
Am I the nature boy,
You're
Ric
the
Flair?
nature boy.
Are you the queen?
I'm the queen.
Are we going to beat Hulk Hogan?
We're going to beat Hulk Hogan.
Hogan in just a few hours. Sayonara. Woo! Mean Gene says, I thank you very much, Sensuous Sherry and the Nature Boy. Very confident now in the 11th hour. Let's get back to Tony and Bobby. Tony Schiavone here on commentary points out that them saying the price is right might mean that they've paid off Mr. T, who will be the guest referee in this main event match later on tonight. So, and they did say earlier that they saw Ric Flair and Mr. T both leaving
They did.
Michael Jordan's restaurant together.
They caught it on camera.
Oh my God, scandalous. Can't believe it.
And Michael Jordan's restaurant.
Michael Jordan. What part does he play in all this? Next, we see a video package catching us up on the rivalry between Kevin Sullivan and his brother Dave Sullivan. Now, remember this guy?
Goodness, yes.
Remember that he's a little touched.
How could we
He's
forget?
a little special. Basically, Dave is a Hulkamaniac, and Kevin sucks up to Flair.
Yeah.
So that's the rivalry here.
Everything was fine between these two guys until freaking Hulk Hogan gets involved and starts causing
putting
problems
all these
between
ideas
brothers.
in Dave's head.
Yeah, like that he could just take his vitamins and say his prayers.
Yeah, what the hell, and train and all that stuff, and then he could be good at something.
Yeah.
Dave just really wants to be Hulk Hogan, and he's starting to look like him.
Yeah.
We see that on an episode of WCW Saturday Night, Dave, backed up by Hogan, Brother Brudai, and Jimmy Hart, worked up the courage to finally stand up for himself, and slap Kevin in the face, which then led to Kevin Sullivan attacking Dave later in the night while Dave was teaming with Hogan. So it's time for match number 3, Kevin Sullivan versus Dave Sullivan. Are we already on number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Wow.
It's because you're not transcribing every bit of the episode.
I try not to, right? I just wanted to be like,
So
let's
good.
just get the key moments from all the matches, the key spots. So, yeah, Kevin Sullivan comes out just yelling, hey, over and over again. What was that all about? Now, this isn't the Taskmaster because the Dungeon of Doom isn't a thing yet.
Oh,
this is just
snap.
Kevin Sullivan, not the Taskmaster, just balding, short Kevin Sullivan, short king Kevin Sullivan.
Short king. We love a short king.
Dave Sullivan comes out to a new entrance theme called I Want to Be a Hulkamaniac, sung by children. And he is
That's so adorable.
He's introduced as the #1 Hulkamaniac. Dave is decked out in Hulk Hogan merch from head to toe. He has a Hogan baseball cap, a Hogan robe, Hogan t-shirt, and he's wearing autographed Hogan boots that we are told were worn by Hogan when he faced Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, which they didn't mention WrestleMania 3 because it's a different company, but you know, they allude to it. It's like when he fought Andre, you're like, oh yeah, WrestleMania 3. So, I wonder if they were actually the same boots or just any yellow boots because whatever. Kevin hot starts the match by attacking Dave while he's doing Hogan poses. Heenan says that they always used to fight like this at the dinner table when someone took the last chicken leg. They destroyed 4 houses in 1 year. Oh, God, I love Heenan on commentary. And Schiavone asks where he gets his information. Heenan says, I don't make things up. I love that he just jumps to that. Yeah. Like, are you alluding to the fact that I'm making shit up? No, I'm
not. That's not happening.
Not happening. This is all true. Kevin grabs a Hogan bandana from ringside and then stuffs it into Dave's mouth. Yeah. Dave is doing all of Hogan's moves and mannerisms. And Kevin begs off into the corner and he holds up the Hogan bandana to try and get Dave to calm down. He's holding it up from his face, and Dave's like, he's doing his Hogan impression to the crowd, like, should I trust him?
Right.
Asking the crowd, like, and like really being animated and big like Hogan does. And then, of course, he gets close to Kevin and he just pats him on the head. And then Kevin punches Dave. It's like, yeah, we all saw that coming. What are you doing, Dave?
Who would have thought?
They begin to brawl on the outside. The ref is giving them a quick 10 count. Dave rolls back into the ring, but the ref gets to 10 before Kevin can get back in. And that's the end of the match.
Oh, my goodness.
So stupid. Your winner by countout, Dave Sullivan. I put here in my notes, what a dumb match.
Right.
Like nothing happened. And then they just get counted out by a very quick 10 count. Like, nobody counts
1,
that
2, 3,
quick.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, that's it. You're out. Like, what the fuck? What was that? So, like, they really weren't out there for very long. So, yeah, that's it. Let's move on. We get a recap now of what's going on with Dustin Rhodes and Arn Anderson. So Dustin asked for Arn's help in taking on Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck. Arn agreed to help, but when he was tagged in during the tag match, he just turned and attacked Dustin and hit him with his patented DDT, and instead helped Funk get the win. This led to Dusty Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, and the Nasty Boys versus Terry Funk, Arn Anderson, Bunkhouse Buck, and Colonel Rob Parker in War Games at Fall Brawl.
Bunkhouse Buck.
Bunkhouse Buck. Yeah, his thing is he's just backwoods. Probably does things with land. Pigs. I don't know.
Yeah,
he looks
down at the bunkhouse.
The bunkhouse. So it's time for match number 4. Arn Anderson versus the natural Dustin Rhodes. Colonel Rob Parker and Meng accompany Arn Anderson out to ringside. Heenan asks if Dusty is here tonight. Shivani says that he hasn't seen him. Heenan tells him to inhale once. Tony asks why. Heenan says, well, if he's around, you can usually smell him.
Nah, that's good.
This is a decent grudge match. Both of them are giving their all because they're pissed at each other, and you can really tell that they just want to rip each other to shreds.
Yeah, they were talking about Arn Anderson like, this guy is such a badass. He's from what? Minnesota?
Minnesota.
He walks around shirtless, and it's always negative 25 degrees
really
in the
cold
wintertime up there.
But that was also Heenan saying that,
yeah.
So you take that with a grain of salt.
No, everything he says is true.
A lot of wrestlers coming out of Minnesota, though.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson, you got Rick Rude, you got Mr. Perfect, you got Jesse Ventura. Minnesota is just a wrestling town, I guess. Yeah. St. Paul or Minneapolis? Which one?
Very cold up there.
Very cold, Heenan told us. So Arn Anderson comes off the middle rope onto Dustin laid out on the mat. Dustin gets his boot up, but quick thinking of Arn, he just swats it away and then drops an elbow on him anyway from just a standing position. Dustin Rhodes hits Arn with an atomic drop, then charges at him. Arn ducks and pulls down the ropes for a low bridge, and Dustin goes flying over the top rope to the outside. He's lucky he cleared the steps that were on that side of the ring, too. It was like, ow. I think later, Steve Austin falls on those steps over the ropes, and it's like, ooh, it looks like it hurts. Because they're not the usual steps in the corner. Painful. It's just on one side of the ring. Arn drags Dustin's face across the top rope, and Dustin yells, shit! And slaps Arn and then does the same to him.
Yeah.
Back and forth exchanges of punches, and they both go for a clothesline on each other, and they both go down. Arn tries for this DDT, but Dustin holds onto the rope, so he blocks it, so Arn just goes down on his back without Dustin. Dustin hits a stun gun on Arn, which is kind of shitty because that's Steve Austin's finisher, and he's wrestling later.
Yeah.
It's like, don't use my fucking moves on the same show that I'm going to be on. Arn tries to go for a pile driver, but Dustin reverses it into a back body drop, but Arn holds on to him and rolls Dustin into a pin, holds the rope for leverage, but the ref sees it and stops the count. And Dustin immediately reverses the pin into another pin and steals the win. Your winner, the natural Dustin Rhodes. Arn keeps beating up Dustin and hits him with a DDT finally. He's like, I'm going to get the DDT on you regardless. Whatever happens, I'm hitting it.
Yeah, I finally got it.
But now it's time for Mean Gene to go backstage and have a talk with Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan is there with Jimmy Hart and Brother Brudeye, which he's just calling Big Brother right now.
Yeah, I was confused, and I was like, is that Brutus Beefcake?
Yes, that's Beefcake.
Okay.
He's had so many different name changes. So I guess he came in as just Big Brother here, or Brother Brudeye, and then he became, I guess, probably the Zodiac after this, and then he was the Booty Man, and then he was the Disciple, and just, yeah, really weird. So Gene says that tonight is a big night, but tomorrow will be the start of a new era because, of course, someone's going to have to retire tonight.
Somebody's retiring forever.
Hogan says, well, you know what we need to talk about is last night, Mean Gene. You know, I actually thought Hulk Hogan could sneak into the Motor City unnoticed, brother. As I was camouflaged, as Jimmy Hart was camouflaged, as Big Brother was acting like he was camouflaged. Everybody knew by the pump on the guns, Big Brother, that Hulk Hogan was here to take care of business. You know, and then we went to the hotel, man. You talk about Hulkamania running wild. You talk about anti-Flair signs. I've never seen anything like it. And now that we're at Joe Louis Arena, it's going to be just like the last time I slammed that big giant, God bless his soul. The place is going to come down. The Hulkamaniacs are going to start ripping their shirts. And then Mr. Flair will know for one last time that there's only room for one man in the WCW to lead all the Hulkamaniacs. Well, yeah, like who else is going to lead Hulkamaniacs? Right. Like Flair's not going to lead the Hulkamaniacs if he wins. He's just going to, there's not going to be Hulkamaniacs because you're not going to be wrestling anymore. That's just your fans. Gene brings up Mr. T and says that things just don't feel right. There was footage earlier of Mr. T and Ric Flair coming out of Michael Jordan's restaurant together. Hogan says, well, you know, I cornered Mr. T just the other day. And you know something? When somebody doesn't make eye contact with you, when you talk to them, you can tell if they're on the level or not. Well, as I stared into Mr. T's eyes and he stared back into the eyes of the Hulkster brother, I knew, Mean Gene, he was still training. I knew he was saying his prayers, and I knew Mr. T had definitely eaten his vitamins by the pump on his guns, brother. Mr. T said, Hulkster, if you're down for a 3 count, I'm going to count you out, brother. He told me he's going to call it like he sees it, but all I've got to say, Mr. T, is watch the dirtiest player in the game, because it's not Mr. T I don't trust. It's once I'm inside the safety, that is, of the steel cage, I'm afraid that Ric Flair might try to sucker Mr. T in, if you know what I'm saying. Gene reminds Hogan that Muhammad Ali is ringside, as well as several other professional athletes who are in attendance. And he asks if that adds any pressure tonight. Hogan says, we're not worried about the pressure, brother. Jimmy Hart and the Big Brother harem we've gone over. I don't think that might be a typo.
Oh, okay.
I get a lot of misspellings and just autocorrect and everything.
Brutai was a whore.
Big Brother, he's a harem. No, he says, and Big Brother here, we've gone over a few things in detail, man. We don't care about the celebrities. All we care about are Hulkamaniacs. I sat down with a Big Brother and Jimmy Hart, and we discussed how we're going to get in the ring. We discuss how we're going to out-wrestle Flair, how we are going to beat him, how we're going to humiliate him. And you know, each and everything that I'm going to do out there, we've got a battle plan, and we're a team. What you going to do, Ric Flair, when I retire you? So,
what is he going to do?
What? I don't know. Maybe come back in like a few months.
Yeah.
So it's time for match number 5 for the U.S. title. It's Stunning Steve Austin versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And we see a recap of what's going on here. Now, we talked about it on episode 11. What happened here was at Fall Brawl, it was Stunning Steve Austin who was set to fight Ricky Steamboat for the U.S. title. And Ricky Steamboat was not able to compete. So he had to relinquish the title. They handed it over to Steve Austin, who then had to immediately defend it against Hacksaw Jim Duggan, something he did not plan for. He was surprised with it, and it turns out Hacksaw Jim Duggan beat him in that match for the U.S. title, and he was pissed because he said it wasn't fair. Because he says, you know, in basketball, when you prepare for one team and they don't show up, they forfeit. You don't have to face a different team. But he at least gets a rematch here tonight at that title. So he even comes out wearing, he has U.S. champ on the back of his tights, and he's not even the champ.
And immediately cut to, shut up!
Shut up!
Atticus made me rewind it like 5 times
just
for it to start on that part.
Shut up! So Steve Austin hot starts the match, attacking Duggan as soon as Duggan hits the ring. Duggan pulls the back of Austin's trunks down at one point, and we see his pale ass for a second.
He is tan.
He's very tan, but he obviously does not tan in the nude. The match gets so boring that all commentary is talking about is the main event. At one point, Jim Duggan goes to the corner and starts tuning up the band like Shawn Michaels, but then just punches Austin instead of a... I don't expect him to do a super kick, but...
Adam was like...
I was like, he's tuning up the band.
What is Hacksaw's character? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, what is he? And I was like, Adam, what are you...
He's just a goofball who loves America.
Loves America.
I think that's it. He's just...
Yeah.
He's goofy, and the fans love him, and he loves America, and a 2x4.
Yeah. That's it.
2x4 and American flag, that's all you need. We'll have a good time.
USA, USA, USA. About then
multiple times,
the crowd starts chanting.
Multiple times in this match, it's just USA chants from the crowd. Duggan is over as fuck.
He is over in every match I've ever seen Jim Duggan.
Anywhere he's wrestled, everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Like to this day, if I saw Jim Duggan walking down the street, I would also, USA, USA. Just, oh. Like, how do you not love the dude? He's fucking kicked Cancer's ass twice now. Like, hell yeah, you can't hate this guy. Austin stumps a mud hole and walks it dry, as JR would say. Austin has the ref Nick Patrick trapped in the corner and does a back kick low blow to Duggan, and the ref can't see it because he's cornered there.
Yeah.
The ref is really getting fed up with Austin. He keeps yelling at him. He's like, you can go back to the locker room.
Every time I say Nick Patrick's name, Atticus just busts out laughing. He was like, he's got 2 first names.
2 first names. Never trust a man with 2 first names.
Nick Patrick.
Steve Austin.
Oh.
Steve Austin climbs to the top turnbuckle and he tries for a diving knee strike to Duggan. Duggan rolls out of the way just in time. This is Duggan's chance. Back by a drop, followed by a clothesline. Duggan gets down in the 3-point stance for his finisher, and he charges Austin. Austin reverses it with a back body drop, sending Duggan over the top rope to the outside. And Steve Austin is disqualified?
Yeah.
Because WCW had stupid rules.
What the fuck?
Okay, so I had to look it up because I'm well aware that WCW at one point in time had these stupid rules where if you get thrown over the top rope, the person who threw you over the top rope is disqualified. Also, top rope moves were not allowed. They were banned.
I wonder what happened that made that become a rule.
Well, it was, I think it was Bill Watts.
Hurt?
Bill Watts wanted to do that. And Bill Watts wasn't even in charge anymore, but some of these rules were still around. And if you notice, there are other points in this show where people get thrown over the top rope and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Because they just decided to pick and choose when they would use that rule. Hey, how about if we just end it in a DQ? I don't know, he'll go over the top rope. Well, we don't use that rule all the time. Well, we will tonight. Who cares? It's so stupid. It didn't make any sense. What a dumb finish to what could have been a pretty decent match. Like, both these guys are great, but wow. That's it.
So who's our champion still then?
Duggan retains because DQ. Even if for some reason Austin won, he would still be. The title doesn't change on DQ. So yeah, really stupid. So Duggan actually could have thrown him over the top rope, just easily taking the quick win there. But yeah, that's it. Your winner by DQ and still United States champion, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Austin is pissed and continues to beat Duggan until Duggan gets his 2x4. Then Austin's like, all right, it's fine. Now you got backup. Mean Gene is is back out here to plug the WCW hotline, and he brings out Sting, who's wearing a tuxedo and black Oakley blade sunglasses, looking like PC Principal.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have the face paint on. He just has the blonde flat top and the blade sunglasses. Sting is going to watch the rest of the show ringside next to Muhammad Ali and support his friend Hulk Hogan in the main event. Next, we see a video package recapping the rivalry between the Guardian Angel and Vader, the match that we're here for.
Woo! I loved this match.
Yeah.
And I had heard a story last week that Jim Cornette was telling about how, I guess, Paul Orndorff was talking with Vader in the locker room or something, and Paul told him, come do your interview,
do your pictures, do your photos or whatever.
And Vader's like, don't call me a fat ass. And so Paul beat the shit out of him with his flip-flop.
Wearing flip-flops, yep, that famous story. Yes. Which eventually I think led to one of them getting fired. I think Vader, I feel like Vader's around for a little bit longer. Well, I don't know if this happened here.
I don't either.
At this show, but yeah.
I will spread fake news.
No, I mean, I've heard that story. That story actually happened. But anyway, they're recapping this rivalry. So in their match at Bash of the Beach, while the referee was distracted, Vader pulled out a baton, but the Guardian Angel took it from him. And then the referee turned around and saw Guardian Angel holding the baton, even though he didn't use it, and he called for the DQ. Like, that's bullshit. Come on, if the referee sees you the weapon, but he didn't see you use it, he just takes it away from you. Right. That's it. You can't just call for the match to end.
They love calling a DQ.
Just whatever is convenient for them for that story at the time is what they do. So then fast forward to Fall Brawl, and the ref took a bump after being accidentally clotheslined by Vader. Accidentally in quotes. Harley Race then used this opportunity to hit the Guardian Angel with a falling headbutt. Then Vader hit the Vader bomb and won. Then finally, they showed the finish of the match that from WCW Saturday Night that we watched in episode 11, where their match ended in a DQ because Harley Race just kept getting involved. Yep. So Harley Race, that's the story of this. Harley Race keeps just involving himself in these matches, and Guardian Angel is pissed off, and he's like, oh, no, I'm going to teach you a lesson. So on another episode of WCW Saturday Night, when Sting was fighting Vader, Guardian Angel came out and handcuffed Harley Race to the rope outside the ring and then was going to attack him with a chair, but he gets stopped by head of security Doug Dillinger. But yeah, he really wanted to do that.
He's really got it out for Harley Race.
Yeah. Well, Harley Race needs to just
mind his own business.
Yeah, stay in your lane. Get out of here. You can't get involved in these matches.
7-time world champion, Harley Race.
So it's match number 6, the Guardian Angel versus Big Van Vader. The Guardian Angel comes out with several members of the Guardian Angels group, but they don't stick around. They exit through the crowd. Later, Bobby Heenan's like, well, he's got all these Guardian Angels in his corner out here surround the ring. And Tony's like, they're not out here. They left. And he's like, well, where'd they go? Because they're watching the match.
Yeah, chill.
Vader comes out and stands in front of Muhammad Ali, who is seated ringside, and yells, "Who the man?" And Ali just smiles and points at Vader.
Yeah.
Harley Race gets into the ring before Vader, and the Guardian Angel says, fuck it, and just starts beating the shit out of Harley, and then dumps him out of the ring. Vader doesn't seem to care. He slowly and casually walks around the ring to where Harley is now on the ground, and he just looks at him. He's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Like, what? Don't do that. He's just an old man. Vader muscles the Guardian Angel into the corner and just pummels him into a Ray Traylor-shaped puddle on the mat. Vader grabs the Guardian Angel's arm and hits him with repeated standing clotheslines until he clotheslines him over the top rope and out of the ring.
I hate him taking those hits out of the ring. I'm like, oh my God, you're back.
Well, as far as I see it, Vader should have been DQ'd right there.
Yeah. Oh.
Sending him over the top rope. What
Adam's
the hell?
Like, he's got to be wearing knee pads. I'm like, I freaking hope so.
Yeah, you'd think.
Because Vader's wearing knee pads.
Well, yeah, you never know because he's always wearing just like loose pants. Yeah, I hope he wore knee pads under that.
Yeah.
Every wrestler should wear knee pads. Your knees are going to be the first thing to go.
Right.
So just wear knee pads.
He probably wasn't.
Yeah. So as the two men brawl on the outside, Harley Race tries to sneak up on the Guardian Angel, but Angel turns around and just punches Race in the face and rolls him into the ring to continue to beat the shit out of him. Guardian Angel is dead set on teaching Harley Race a lesson about getting involved in these matches. The Guardian Angel picks up Vader and body slams him onto Harley Race. Big pop by the crowd. The crowd loves that move.
That was sick.
Vader tries for a vertical suplex, but Guardian Angel blocks it and turns it into a suplex of his own. Vader then climbs up to the middle rope, goes for a diving attack, but this is an awesome move. Guardian Angel snatches him out of the air and turns it into a body slam. Another big pop from the crowd. Like, that was fucking cool. He just, like, caught him midair and just like, no, I'm going to slam you.
Yeah.
Diving headbutt from Guardian Angel. He goes for the cover, but only gets a 2 count.
To jump up, or to climb up to the top rope to headbutt somebody on the ground.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's taking out... Harley Race keeps doing these headbutts.
Keeps
so he's
jumping
like,
up there. He's like, I can climb up there too.
And then we get an enziguri from the Guardian Angel once again. Always looking good.
He loves that move.
He's good at it. It's always fun seeing a big guy do it.
Yeah.
Because you're used to seeing small guys do it. What we don't see in this match, though, is what we've seen in every one of his matches up to this point, I feel like, is when he has them draped over the middle rope and then he goes and jumps on their back and then slides on the rope and hits them with the uppercut. He didn't do that in this match. So
lacking.
Yeah. Vader gets clotheslined over the top rope this time. Still no DQ.
What the? All right.
Not consistent. Come on, WCW. No wonder you're not around anymore. Vader gets back in the ring and he looks gassed. Like he's out of breath.
Yeah.
He's blown up. He's moving slow and delivers a slow, weak-looking clothesline. Vader hits a Vader bomb and tries for a pin, but Guardian Angel kicks out at 2. Vader goes for another Vader bomb, but Guardian Angel gets his knees up this time to block it. Body splash by Guardian Angel. Vader kicks out at 2. Sidewalk slam by Guardian Angel. Vader kicks out at 2 again. And then he hits the spike slam. This is what they're calling the boss man slam here now. Spike slam by Guardian Angel. He goes for the cover again, but Harley Race is up on the apron, so he stops the pin right away, and he turns his attention to Harley Race.
Smart.
Then Guardian Angel chases Harley Race around the ring and then suplexes him up and over the ropes into the ring, but Vader is right there. He immediately hits Guardian Angel with a body splash and pins him. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Vader.
Ew, I hated that.
Yes.
Because that was a great... I enjoyed watching
But
that
it was
match.
a good story of the match. Because you saw,
true.
okay, he's not putting up with Harley Race's shenanigans anymore, so... And then Harley Race uses that against him, where he's like, okay, cool, I can distract you at any moment because you're always going to turn your attention to me because you want to teach me a lesson. Well...
Right, and
now
then you
we
get
turned it around on you.
to have a feud with 7-time world champion Harley Race.
Harley Race,
You know?
yeah.
It's always a trade-off.
Exactly. Yeah, where do you go with that now? It's like, he's not wrestling.
So Vader's a scary looking, and they kept saying 452. Oh, ow! You okay there?
If you're gonna get loud, move away.
452 pounds.
452 pounds. He's a big boy.
Let me just break everybody's eardrums while I say it.
Mean Gene is out here to plug the hotline again, and he brings out boxer Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And I just put, you can skip this.
Yeah, his nose is broken.
Well, he's a boxer. What do you expect? Boxers have broken, crooked noses, and wrestlers have cauliflower ears. So we see a quick recap of events leading up for this next match. Dusty Rhodes went to some nasty bar to convince the Nasty Boys to team up with him and Dustin in War Games. Then we see the aftermath of War Games that we talked about again in episode 11, where Arn Anderson, Terry Funk, Bunkhouse Buck, and Meng and Colonel Rob Parker jumped the Nasty Boys in their locker room after War Games. So it's time for match number 7, Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck versus the Nasty Boys. Funk and Bunkhouse come out with Colonel Rob Parker and Meng. Meng, not wrestling. We keep seeing Meng out here as just like the muscle.
Yeah.
He's not wrestling yet. For some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But Jerry Saggs comes out carrying a jack-o'-lantern, and Brian Knobbs is carrying Beavis and Butthead masks that he throws into the crowd. I'm like, okay. All 4 men start brawling in the ring at the same time. Terry Funk still has his poncho on, and Bunkhouse Buck still has his duster.
BB.
And they get pulled over their heads and thrown outside, and they just start scrapping with each other until finally they realize they're fighting each other. They're like, whoops.
That's
very
silly.
This whole match is very cartoony.
Yeah.
It's very silly.
Roadhouse.
I put here, this match is unserious. Yes, it is very Roadhouse, so much so that they have Terry Funk, who was in Roadhouse. Funk uses a lot of his of this match to be a goofball outside, acting like a crazy man. Terry Funk gets taken to Pity City, and he turns around and yells at the Nasty Boys saying, "You son of a bitch, damn you," for rubbing his face in their armpits. I said, nobody is doing wrestling moves in this match.
Let's get nasty.
Terry Funk, for some reason, goes outside, grabs a chair, and just repeatedly hits himself in the head with it, just over and over again, and then threatens to climb into the crowd until Colonel Rob Parker walks over and convinces Funk to get back into the ring and back in this match. And this takes so long. Yeah. This is like a majority of the match of just Terry Funk being a crazy man, waddling around ringside.
Nobody beats me but me.
Getting in the face of fans.
Yeah.
Just
what was this match?
I don't know. It was weird. Somehow the Nasty Boys are very over with the crowd.
They really were, though.
Yeah.
They love nasty things. Boys love being nasty, I guess.
It's just weird seeing them as baby faces. They should always be heels.
Yeah.
Because why would you like them?
Yeah.
At one point, Tony Schiavone asks, "Who's legal?" And Heenan goes, "Does it matter?"
Wait.
At this point, who gives a "does it matter?" That's what Heenan says. Heenan really does not give a fuck. Bunkhouse Buck pulls a pair of knucks out of his pocket and puts it on his hand. I would say they're brass knucks, but I think they're all taped up, so you don't even see.
Bunkhouse Buck pulls a pair of knucks.
Yes, say that 5 times fast. Yeah. The referee sees it and starts yelling at Buck to show his hand, but Bunkhouse Buck is hiding the knuckles behind his back so Ming can grab them from him. This whole time, Terry Funk is holding Brian Knobbs to be hit, so he's holding him with his arms behind his back. And then Bunkhouse Buck is still in the corner, still hiding his hands from the referee, while Ming gets up on the apron and goes to punch Knobbs with the knuckles, but Knobbs ducks and he hits Terry Funk instead. Sags brings the jack-o'-lantern into the ring and pile drives Terry Funk onto the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern. This is the moment that Billy Corgan became a wrestling fan.
Oh, that's so
smashing
funny.
Pumpkins.
No, because Adam was like, he's like, I really feel like we went to a match pretty recently where pumpkins were involved. And I was like, I don't think so, darling. But maybe.
Maybe.
It seems like there's a long history of pumpkins in wrestling matches and
because they look good when you crush them.
Hey, it's Halloween Havoc. We almost forgot.
Right. So it's cool because it crushes into a bunch of pieces.
It looks cool.
And the ref didn't see it because he was too busy with Bunkhouse Buck in the corner.
Yeah.
He finally turns around. They pin Terry Funk. So your winners, the Nasty Boys.
And the crowd was very happy with this.
They were they love the Nasty Boys and Jim Duggan.
Mm-hmm. And Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad, that's right. These like guys I would not cheer for.
Yeah.
except for Hacksaw because he's too positive. USA. So in the next segment, Mean Gene is in the ring with WCW President Bill Shaw, Senior Vice President Eric Bischoff, and Muhammad Ali. Bill Shaw presents Muhammad Ali with a check from Turner Broadcasting and WCW for the Muhammad Ali Future Foundation, and Eric Bischoff presents Ali with a plaque. So yeah, we get a little...
Okay. President Bill Shaw, Senior Vice President. That title is stupid as hell. Senior Vice President. Like, we just got to make it even more
How many vice presidents do we have?
Right. How many vice presidents are there?
The senior one.
Senior Vice President. I swear.
This is corporate shit. It's
just,
they make up words
exhausting.
and terms that mean nothing.
Yeah.
Just so they all feel important. But it is time for the main event, match number 8. Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan in a steel cage career versus career match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mr. T comes out first as the special guest referee, and he doesn't get any music. They should have given him that song about not talking about someone's mother, whatever. Wait. The song where he's like, it's a song he's saying about respecting your mom. Don't bring no one's mom into this. Always respect your mother. I paid a fool. I ain't getting on no plane. Right. Ric Flair comes out with Sensuous Sherry, and then Hulk Hogan comes out with Jimmy Hart and Big Brother Brudai. So while Hogan is doing his posing in the ring and the crowd is going nuts for it, the camera zooms in on a guy in the crowd just throwing up the 4. Because this is horseman country. 4, yeah. And I was just like, that's right. So Michael Buffer goes way too long on his intro.
Yeah.
But finally, the pyro starts going off all over the ring and the corners, and the cage is being lowered. And once it reaches the ring, the cage is crooked, and the ring crew have to manually help it over the ring post, and it looks like a piece of shit. It looks janky as fuck.
It's not smooth.
And it's a low cage without a top. Like, it doesn't look like it can keep anyone in or out.
Yeah.
Like, they could reach up. Both these guys could reach up and reach the top of the cage, the top ledge. So I don't know why not have a roof on it? I don't know.
Mm.
So typical babyface Hogan starts off with heel moves by raking the eyes of Flair and beating him up in the corner until Mr. T has to pull him off of him.
Yeah, heel moves on the babyface.
Yeah. Just like Kevin Sullivan, Hogan stuffs the bandana into Ric Flair's mouth. And then once again, Mr. T has to physically pull Hogan off of Flair and admonish him. So Hogan, he always did this, though. Hogan just always wrestled like a heel. It just didn't make sense until the NWO when he was an actual heel. But if you go back,
true.
like, he he doesn't know how to play a babyface in the ring. On mic, sure, but not in the ring.
The propaganda, the Hulk Hogan propaganda was some serious thing. It needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Like, if you think you're not susceptible to propaganda, you are.
And we're not going to fucking propagate his bullshit. He was a heel his entire career.
Yes.
The cameraman gets a cool close-up of Sting watching ringside, and you can see the match reflected in Sting's sunglasses. It looks really cool. It did look cool. I was like, that's a cool shot. So now
we love Sting on this podcast.
Oh, fuck yeah. He's my number one all time. He showed up last night.
I saw.
AEW Wrestle Dream. For the main event to help Darby. So that was awesome. Old Man Sting, they're calling him now, because he let his hair go white and he grew out the beard, and he's got the Steiner beard.
He's a silver fox.
So now Mr. T has to pull Flair off Hogan, and Flair shoves Mr. T, and Mr. T shoves him back. Flair does his patented knee drop to Hogan's head, and Hogan sells it by jumping up to his feet and hanging onto the cage. That's how you sell a knee drop? Jumping to your feet? Hogan gets Flair over his shoulder and rams him headfirst into the cage like a battering ram. Then Flair does his Flair flop, where he just falls on his face.
Flop.
The Flair flop. He's always got to do it.
He doesn't call it that, does he?
I don't know if he does, but everyone does.
Okay.
It's known as
the thing.
Flair flop. Yeah. Hogan grabs the T-shirt that he ripped during his entrance and starts choking Flair with it until Mr. T takes it away from him. I put here in my notes, "You're the baby face!"
Right.
Flair tries to climb out. And I don't think that's a stipulation. You can't, like WWE would do years later, where you can win by escaping the cage. So I don't know what Flair's trying to do here. He tries to climb out, so Hogan climbs up to stop him. Hogan uses the top of the cage to choke Flair and then crotches him on the top rope. Now Hogan is biting Flair in the forehead. "You're the baby face!"
Dude! What?
Flair tries to put on the figure 4, but Hogan rolls him up into a pin attempt, but only gets a 2. Hogan no-sells Flair's chops in the corner. Flair tries to climb out again, and Hogan stops him again and starts slamming Flair's head into the cage, but over the top on the other side.
Yeah.
He had him like halfway over the cage and slamming his head on the other side of the cage.
That was the most silly looking thing.
Yeah. They were just coming up with shit on the fly.
They were.
You could tell. They're like, this would be fun.
They didn't rehearse.
No. This was, we'll call in the ring, brother.
Yeah.
Then he crotches Flair on the top rope again. Flair starts focusing on Hogan's bad knee because, of course, you've been working his knee up to this point. The masked man already hit him in the knee that one time, and he had to walk back from the hospital.
2 miles.
2 miles uphill both ways. Freezing cold. It was a snowstorm. Flair pulls down Hogan's knee pad and starts ripping off the bandages that he had wrapped around his knee. Mr. T pulls Flair off Hogan, and Flair shoves Mr. T again. Mr. T shoves him back even harder this time and bumps Flair.
Oh my goodness.
Heenan is just yelling, "I hate Hulk Hogan and I hope I never see him again, period." Yeah, because as we saw in the last episode from WWF, when Flair showed up in WWF and Heenan was just like so in Flair's corner, and he's just like, "Hogan, you're done. You're not gonna be champ anymore, because the real world champion is here.
Wind it up."
So Flair is still working Hogan's knee, and then he locks on the figure 4. Hogan is writhing in pain. He's grabbing at Mr. T. Hogan suddenly just stops selling the figure 4. He just stops. He's like, "I'm fine now." And then he just starts looking at the crowd and he starts taunting. He does the little finger back and forth. Like,
that's gotta be so frustrating, right?
It's like, dude,
to have a guy sell.
You know what? It doesn't hurt. I just decided it doesn't hurt.
But like that,
what the hell?
Do you think that they know that he's gonna do that?
It's Hogan. He always did that.
But like, that's not cool, right?
Well, because it's Hogan, everyone just let him get away with whatever. But no, it's kind of not. He could have done this better.
Yeah.
I get, like, his whole thing is to, taunt to the crowd a lot. So, because it's all about the Hulkamaniacs giving him power, cheering him on, chanting him so that he gets the energy to fight back. So, Hogan then rolls over to reverse the pressure, or as I always say, reverse the polarity of the figure 4, because that's how you reverse a figure 4. If you roll over, then that's how you reverse it for some reason. I don't know. It just seems like one of those things in like Star Trek where they just make up, you reverse the polarity and now everything's good. Hogan bounces off the ropes and goes for a running shoulder to Flair, but Mr. T is in the way, and Hogan hits him instead. Ref bump. I put here that Flair didn't even pull Mr. T into the way or anything. Mr. T was just standing in the way, and Hogan took him out anyway.
Yeah.
Hogan could have just stopped, but he just, I'm clotheslining whatever's right there.
Yep.
And it's Mr. T. It just so happens. Flair hits Hogan with a back suplex and drags Mr. T over to count the pin, but Hogan immediately kicks out, launching Flair onto Mr. T, and Flair starts stomping out Mr. T for no reason. Like, Flair's just pissed that Mr. T was laying strays. There. So he just starts stomping. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care anymore. I'm just beating up Mr. T. And then Sherry starts climbing into the cage. Jimmy Hart tries to stop her and pulls her skirt off.
Oh, my goodness.
Sherry pushes Jimmy over easily.
Yeah.
And then starts climbing the cage.
She's about 2 feet taller than him.
Yeah. Poor little Jimmy Hart. Poor little feller. Now Sting is out of his seat, and he runs over and he grabs Sherry, stopping her from climbing into the ring. Just then, the masked man crawls out from under the ring and attacks Sting from behind with a metal pipe. He beats Sting and Jimmy Hart to death. And Sherry climbs to the top of the cage and hits Hogan with a Macho Man-style double axe handle from the top of the cage that he completely no-sells.
Fuck him for that.
But Flair takes Hogan down with a chalk block to the bad knee. Sherry handcuffs Mr. T to the rope in the corner. The masked man has climbed up the cage and is holding the steel pipe over the cage in front of the cage so Flair and Sherry can ram Hogan's head into it. Flair tries to pin Hogan, but then remembers that Sherry handcuffed Mr. T, so there's no one there to count. So he just stomps out Mr. T again instead. Hogan no-sells a vertical suplex. God damn it, dude.
What?
Nothing hurts him now. He's just superhuman. Then he double clotheslines Flair and Sherry. Hogan keeps no-selling all of Flair's offense and then hits both Flair and Sherry with a move each. Sherry tries escaping the cage, but Hogan grabs her off the cage and slams her again. Hogan is no-selling Flair's chops while doing his Hulk up. His famous Hulk up move. And then Hogan hits the big boot, followed by the atomic leg drop. Even though he's handcuffed to the rope, Mr. T is in position for the count. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Because nothing hurts this man. He can do whatever he wants.
He's unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Doug Dillinger uncuffs Mr. T, and he and Hogan celebrate with Muhammad Ali ringside. As Hogan celebrates in the ring, sending the fans home happy, the masked man sneaks back out into the ring with his steel pipe, and he patiently waits for Hogan to turn around rather than just attacking him from behind. So Hogan finally turns around and blocks the shot from the pipe and beats up the masked man. Then Hogan pulls the mask off to reveal, dun dun dun, the booty man, Brother Brudai.
The betrayal.
It was him the whole time. Kevin Sullivan and John Tenta come out, and the three of them stomp out Hogan. And I believe this might be the formation of the Dungeon of Doom.
A canon event.
Yeah, canon event. So Sting finally comes running down. He's not dead.
Yay!
He comes running down the entranceway from the back, and he takes out Kevin Sullivan before getting in the ring. And he takes out Brother Brudai and John Tenta with a crossbody from the top rope. Hogan is finally selling for the first time tonight.
Wow.
He's selling like death. Sting is cradling Hogan's head as Hogan is on the floor outside the ring. Sting is telling him to shake it off. Just shake it off.
Oh my goodness.
Sting helps carry Hogan to the back, and that's it for Ric Flair's wrestling career.
Oh, he will never wrestle again.
No. Ric Flair would be gone from WCW until January. Then Flair would return to in-ring competition in April 1995 on WCW Main Event against the Patriot. From the Wikipedia article about Ric Flair's return to wrestling, it was explained on air by having Flair nag Hogan for months until Hogan and Savage both petitioned WCW management to let Flair come back and wrestle again.
Wait. Okay.
So that's how they did it in story.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, okay, Hogan's like, all right, I'll allow it.
We hate this guy so much, you better hire him back.
Well, I think he probably had a change in faith at some point. Like, no, I'm a good guy now, Hogan.
Totally.
And then he's the dirtiest player in the game. You can't trust him. But that is it for WCW Halloween Havoc 1994.
Woo.
Was it the best pay-per-view? No. Was it the worst Halloween Havoc? No, not at all. But it was the only one that Ray Traylor was part of. He should have been part of more. But I think that was probably the end of that feud with Vader. They had a lot of matches together, but I think that was the end of it finally. Harley Race, you son of a bitch. So Lacy, where can people find you?
So you can find me, go follow Dad's Instagram at Big Boss Man WWE, and you can find us at the BubbaCast.
Yeah, check it out. We also upload the audio of the podcast onto YouTube if you want to subscribe there. Or you can download the podcast anywhere you get your podcast. You already know because you're listening to it right now. Yeah. Good job. You did it. You made it.
Thanks for listening.
And you can find me at Zerpie_MD on Instagram for my action figure photography. So check that out. Please give me a like, give me a follow, whatever. Share it. Thank you, please. That's it for this episode. We're going to see you next time. Goodbye.
Later.